Happy New Year. Welcome back to our yurt, our yome, sweet yome, high up in the Great Smoky Mountains. It has been a nice, slow living couple of weeks. It was like hustle bustle up to Christmas, and then when we came back, you just settled in and waited for winter to get here because we had so much warm weather in December. But shortly after Christmas, the weather turned cold, and it's been cold ever since. It is like in the 20s, 30s. It kind of might hit 40, 39, 40 some days up here, and then falls right back down. That's the peak of the day, and then that's usually when I try to take my walk, and then it gets cold again. So we've been burning our wood burning stove a lot, and we are loving, loving, loving that. So if you've followed me, you know that we finally have it in, and I don't know how we made it last winter without it, because it is divine. I mean, the warmth is so nice. So that has been the highlight of our season. It is a lot of work, let me tell you, but one I'm not going to complain about. But let me start by saying welcome. This is my 5-year anniversary of the Ruby Moss Cottage YouTube channel. 5 years. Can you believe that? Wow, what a ride it has been. So let me first say, for all of you followers that have followed me from day one, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Many of you have become dear friends of mine, and I cannot imagine what life would have been like over these last 5 years if it hadn't have been for so many of you that have cheered me on, lifted me up, and carried me some of the way. It has been quite a ride. But let me stop here and say, if this is your first time viewing, thank you, welcome, and I hope you will grab a cuppa. I always have a cuppa, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this one shortly. But grab a cuppa of your favorite beverage, and if you knit, if you croft in any way, grab it and sit down and spend a little bit of time with me. If not, if you just want to sit and watch, then do that by all means. Whatever is going to make you feel cozy, uncomfortable, and like you're sitting right here in my yurt with me. So my name is Joyce, not Ruby. Ruby is my grandmother, and a very different sort of woman she was. And so hence me. I am very different. I saw a sweatshirt that popped up on my Instagram feed in the ads that said, "I'm not for everyone." And that is my mantra. I'm not for everyone. So if you're watching this and you're 5 minutes in and you go, hey, I get it. I'm not for everyone. I am different, but I embrace the different, and I've got some friends that like different. So I hope you'll stick around, and I hope you'll become a loyal follower and a subscriber. Please subscribe. If you're watching this and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And that is just an encouragement to me to see, you know, people do like to watch, and people are interested in what Todd and I are promoting on here. I'm not sure Todd is going to be on here on this episode. I'm not sure what all I've recorded, to be honest with you, since my Advent recording stopped. But if I go back and there's some recordings, I will definitely add that in. And but he is busy with his own business right now, and so the goal of incorporating more of him is going to be a little more work than I thought was going to be, that I thought it was going to be. So I don't know how this is going to twist and turn and evolve in the new year, but it is what it is. You'll get what you get, and what is it? We always told the grannies, get what you get and don't throw a fit. Now, in my reflecting back, I'm going to put these down before I throw them across the room or stab myself with them. I'll tell you about that project in a little bit. But wow, 5 years, what a ride. I think back to where I was 5 years ago today, or 5 years ago yesterday. Today is the 11th. The 10th was my actual anniversary. And I think back of where life was. It was all giggles and kicks at that point. Not all giggles and kicks, because our daughter had, and I'm very careful of what I share on here about I just spilled hot tea on my jeans. Ow. I'm going to set that down too, because I don't think I can talk without using my hands. Back to my story. I want to be careful of what I share, because my family story is not my story per se. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of where I was 5 years ago. My daughter had gone through a divorce and had moved back in with us with her 2 little baby girls. And many of you saw them pop in from time to time. They are so grown now. 5 years later, they're 12 and 10. My grandson is 8. And then within those 5 years, we've added 2 more. So 2 more little boys that are so precious. So I have 5 grandies. In the last 5 years, we've added 2. So I have 5. All right. So I was saying it was giggles and kicks. Not so much giggles and kicks in the part that I had to step up and become a co-parent to my 2 granddaughters. That was work. When you have to do that in your late 40s, early 50s, it can be a bit of a challenge, but we made it. We got through that. That was, you know, it was what it was. We made the best of it, and we had a great family unit. It was fun. And then life kind of, you know, like an earthquake kind of hit us, and all that smooth sailing that was just so nice, and the constant, life was an ebb and flow, but it was a gentle, constant ebb and flow. It wasn't these waves that just, the tsunamis that came and just washed you away. And that did happen to us about 3 years ago. So that was 2018. Gosh, time flies. We're into 2022. And like you do, you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you take the next path. And that next path led us to the mountains, to a yurt. And so we went from 2,800 square feet to 700 square feet. Talk about downsizing. We went from a life full of family, I mean, like in everybody's business, to remote and just a trip. I try to go once a month to see the grandies. And so, and our daughters, and my mom, and my sisters. And it's so, life has really done this. You know, when I started out my podcast, life was kind of like, ooh, like that. Then, so this is about 2 years in, it went, choo, and then it just gone boom, 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 boom. And I'm saying all of this just to say, I don't know what you believe in your head. Sometimes when you watch YouTube and when you go through social media, you see this life in little squares and you think, wow, why can't my life be so perfect? Why can't my life be so pretty? And that's not always the case. So I'm telling you this at the 5-year anniversary point, and I'm reflecting back, thinking, wow, it was so easy. And now it's not. And now it's different. And now it's not so pretty. But we have embraced it. We realize that even in the valleys, that life can be beautiful and life can be full of hope, and hope is what drives us. So, wow, those of you that are new, you've probably clicked off thinking, oh, I don't want depressing, I want the pretty life. But I think sometimes, and I learned this a long time ago when our life was so good, hot flash, that when you portray life, and life is never perfect. I don't care, even though it was a good season and it was a long chunk of a good season, it was never perfect. So life is not perfect. And I am I call it a survivor of depression. Like, I hit depression in my 40s, might have been my late 30s, early 40s, really, really big time. And it was something that my husband was definitely aware of, because obviously he knows me inside and out. I tried to hide it from our daughters. I don't know that I did a very good job, but depression is horrible to live with. And in your depressed state of mind, you can sometimes look at other people and think, gosh, you know, my life, why can't my life be like that? And I think sometimes we perpetuate that when we just try to make everybody think life's perfect. We're covering up. It's like the saying, methinks thou dost protest too loudly. I look at the ones that want to yell the loudest, like, nothing to see here. And I'm thinking, gosh, they must be a real mess in behind those squares because they're just shouting it too loudly. But I learned that can be depressing to others if they just look and go, gosh, why can't my life be like hers? And on this side of it, you're going, you don't want my life. You do not want my life. So I try to be real without being depressing. And so that's what I thought I would take a minute during this episode just to say, I don't know what you think when you see my life, but it's not all giggles and kicks. It's not all butterflies and roses. It is what we make it. And we try to make it giggles and kicks. We try to make it butterflies and roses, and we're giving it our best. But sometimes it's a crap show. Sometimes it's not worth recording. Sometimes it's not worth taking a picture for Instagram. So in this winter season that sometimes can be dreary and dark and down and just, you know, just kind of that letdown after the holidays, and depression does kind of want to seep in, just don't believe all the lies you see. And just remember, keep hope alive. Keep crofting, keep making, keep dreaming, and little by little, we'll get through this thing called life together. And that's what I want this channel to be. I just want it to be an encouragement to people. Let's just take a few minutes, take a break from the real world, and let's have fun together. And during this break, don't ever look at me, and you may not. You may look at me as a hot mess. But if there's anyone out there that doesn't, if there's anyone out there that thinks, wow, why can't I live up in the mountains in a yurt and just kind of escape? Well, for one thing, you can. That's what we've learned. We were so trapped into the big city trappings of keeping up with this one and keeping up with that one. And when we decided we're done with this, we wish we had done it so many years ago. So there's something to be said for small living, small life, slow living. But just examine your life. If you can slow down, if you can downsize, do it. Don't wait. Do it, because life is short. And through all the hell that we had to go through to get here, I don't say thank you, because I went through some things that have changed me forever. And not for the better, but I am thankful to be here, and we are living a dream of sorts. There's still challenges, there are still issues, but we are living life to the fullest. With what we have, we're living it to the fullest. I don't know where this happy celebration for the fifth anniversary of my YouTube channel, how it turned into that. That was not planned. But I do want to be real. And I do want you to realize that there's hope. Keep hope alive, okay? All right. So, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's do 2022 together. And let's just see what all the crofty fun things we can do. I will share as much of our yurt life as I can. And we'll have fun together, okay? Got your cuppa? This mug, this cuppa is from London. My dear sister, Martushka knits. Martushka makes, I think is what she is now. Martushka makes Marta. Marta Chapman on Instagram. She was my roomie in Norway. This was part of our, we did a Christmas swap, and she sent me this coffee mug from London, and I'm having some tea in it, and I'll just tell you about the tea now before I forget. It was sent to me by a friend of mine, Monique, in Canada. She sent me a belated birthday package, which you're never late in celebrating my birthday because I celebrate my birthday, which is in October. My friends who know me well always say happy birthday week, month, year, because I am always going to celebrate me. So even though the birthday box arrived in December, that's part of my birthday week, month, year celebration. So thank you, Monique. This David's tea was in it, and it's called Sleigh Ride Promenade. Oh, my lands, it's so delicious. It has, let me see what it has in it. I can't even begin to read it. It has so much yumminess in it, and it is delicious. So that's what's in my cuppa today. Sleigh Ride Promenade from David's Tea. Thank you, Monique. I'll show you some other things that she sent me in a little while. So, yeah, in the cuppa is that tea, and that's from Marta. And Marta also sent me, okay, first of all, she sent me so many things in a box that is just crazy. It was so nice. But she sent me this beautiful tin, and it is Cath Kidston. And I cannot get Cath Kidston here. And probably if I went in and did a Google search, I would find some remote place in the U.S. that sold it, or I could order it. I don't like to do things like that. I like to stumble across them while we're antiquing or yard sailing or gifted. And so this tin that is full of Cadbury chocolates, that it's a different Cadbury because we don't get all this. We don't have all this here. Oh my goodness. So, so delicious. So I thought I would just offer this as a treat to all of you, and you could grab one and have a piece of chocolate with your cuppa while we chat for a while. But this chocolate is delicious. So that's the Cath Kidston, and I will keep this tin and use it for I don't know what, but you can bet it will never ever leave my little world here. So that was beautiful. And she also sent me, I'm not going to go into everything she sent me, but this was really stunning to me because I didn't know she dyed her own yarns. But she sent me this mini set of Martushka yarns, and she hand dyed those. So I'm saving those for something really, really special. I was looking to see if the names of the yarns, whatever her dye lots were, but I'm going to save those and make me something very special so that when I wear it, I will think of you, Marta. But yeah, and yeah, she sent me some other yarn and some wonderful things, and I'm not going to go into all of that here, but that was a nice surprise. I have I've made the best friends through this. I met Marta via this YouTube channel, which connected me to Patricia, who was, I don't know that she was born here. She was raised in this area. She now lives in Norway. And so I was invited by Patricia to come to Norway for a retreat, and then met Marta and a whole slew of others that we now have named ourselves the Nordic Niches. And so via this YouTube channel is how I met Marta. And it's also how I've met so many of you. And I thank you for your thoughts to me. I got your cards over the holidays. I bought Amy. I'm not going to give your last name, Amy, to protect your anonymity. But she sent me the most gorgeous snowflakes. And I'm going to insert a picture of them here. I have them hanging in my bedroom window. She made these, she crocheted them, and she told me she dipped them in something. And I don't know how she did it, but they are so gorgeous. And every time I look at them, I think, oh, I want to know how to do that. But then I'm like, there's so much that I want to learn to do. And there's so much that I'm doing that I'm just going to accept that gift from her. And I'm not going to learn to do that as well. But they are gorgeous. So thank you, Amy, so much for that. And then I wanted to give a shout out to Sharon. And I don't know your last name, Sharon. I have it in my paperwork, but she orders from my Etsy shop, which is ISeeFlowersbyRMC on Etsy. And it's a recycled, repurposed business that I take old quilts, old Afghans, and I turn them into other items. So if you haven't checked that out, feel free to go check that out on Etsy. It's ISeeFlowersbyRMC, and I will put the link in the show notes. And hopefully I won't miss out on anything, but everything I talk about on this podcast will be in the show notes. So if you want to know a pattern or a book or a link, it should all be in the show notes. But Sharon ordered from me and then sends me a thank you note. And she's done this before. And then there's this cute little, it's like a sticky calendar that I can put up. She tucked that in the card. So Sharon, thank you. That was so sweet of you to do that. And I just wanted to give you a shout out because you've done it before and I've not mentioned it and I feel so bad. And then I have another friend in Barcelona that I met through this. And I wish I had known her when we went to Barcelona because I would have loved to have met her in person. She's originally from the U.S. and then she got married, I think like 30 some years ago and moved to Spain. But she sent me a Christmas card and then in it, we are both doing a knit along together. And so she sent me a sample of the yarn that she's doing her shawl. We're knitting the Everyday Shawl by Andrea Mowry. And then she's also sent me a little pin. It's a little cat knitting. So I'm going to put that on a bag, but I haven't yet because I just wanted to show you guys that. And I dropped it. So thank you, Audrey, for that. Now, I know I got cards from others and probably some goodies tucked in it, but it's been a while. So I thank you all for your goodness to me, your kindness to me. And I know as I'm using things, I'm going to go, oh, yeah, this person sent this. I did a wonderful swap with a friend in Canada. It was an Advent swap. So that was fun to do. Advent calendars have become so expensive. So Shelly had reached out to me last summer and wanted to know if I wanted to do an Advent swap. And of course, yes. And that was fun every day, opening something new. And so I'm just kind of looking around because this is where I hunker down. The sofa is over here and this is my corner. And you can see some of my little bags back here that I'm working on projects. It's kind of a mess, but that's why I'm looking around thinking, oh, is there anything else I could just grab real quick and show this out? And I don't see anything right off. So I know I'm probably leaving someone off. Okay. What am I wearing? This is the Fern and Feather by Jennifer Steingas. It's knit with Icelandic yarn that I bought. Now I'm trying to think, did I buy this when I was in Iceland or did I order this stateside? I think I ordered this stateside. I did. But it's that, oh gosh, I can't even think of the name of it. It looks like roving that you're actually knitting with. And you wouldn't think it would be strong enough, but it's very durable. So it's wool and it's just so warm for up here. And yeah, I am very pleased. I love these yoked sweaters. And I'm finding they are very practical up here. However, I have some very, very thick yoke sweaters that maybe one I bought in Iceland, and then others I have knit, and I knit them out of a thicker wool, like a worsted weight. And menopause and worsted weight sweaters are not friends. So I have not worn those this year, but this is very thin. I mean, it's, you know, I wear something under it because I don't like the feel of it. I will say it's kind of itchy to me. So I always wear something underneath of it. But I don't know. I don't think it would be fingering weight. It might be. But this is one of my favorites. I love Jennifer's patterns. Some of the worsted weight ones I've knit are Jennifer's patterns. But I don't like them. It's not Jennifer's fault. It's my fault. I definitely always need to adapt a pattern to yarn that is fingering weight. I'm realizing that now. So this is Fern and Feather by Jennifer Steingas. And again, I will put the link to that pattern in my show notes. So I'm going to transition now into what's in my bags because I'm talking about a colorwork sweater. I am knitting this. I'm going to show you the picture of what it is. I had it pulled up on Ravelry. Okay, here it is. It's called, let me see what it's called. Richmond Hill Pullover. And so this, I hope that's going to show up, is what it's going to look like. Now this pattern is, I'll put in my show notes how to get it. It's by Mary Pranica. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce her last name. But you've heard me talk before about my friend St. Louis, who lives in St. Louis. And so for our birthdays, her birthday's in September, my birthday's in October. And this year, in the past, we've done swaps. But swaps can get kind of out of hand, especially when you live up here, so remote that I basically have to order everything I buy, unless I buy it when I'm in Charlotte or visiting these little towns. But it's really hard to keep up with everything. So this year I said, why don't we just knit something together, knit a project, and just have it be our birthday present. So that's what we did. So we're both knitting this Richmond Hill pullover. St. Louis found the pattern and I loved it as soon as I saw it. So here, and it's going to be it is in fingering weight. So this is how far I am on it. And isn't that a beautiful color? It's a boat neck. So that's about how it's going to look. And I'm almost finished with the yoke increases. I think I have like 5 more rounds of yoke increases, and then I get to start the short rows and then divide for the sleeves. The fun is going to be when I get to the sleeves to do all the color work in the sleeves. I don't know if it'll be done in time for this winter, but that's my goal. I'd really like to have it done this month, but here we are halfway through it. And you know, those colorwork sleeves are going to slow me down a little bit, but the yarn I'm using is, let me pull up one that, the ball of yarn that has, is the Barocco Ultra Wool Fine. It's a superwash, but I'm not real happy with, but it was very affordable and I needed affordable. I have got so much wool yarn in a cabinet over here that like the bottom is so stuffed full of just my wools that it's hard. Like I had to put a hand in and shut the door like that. I mean, I've got so many. And I really wanted to knit this sweater out of my wools. But I could not get gauge on anything that I had enough of the body for. So that led me to a yarn shop to buy something. And, it was affordable. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. So I really liked this color. Now I just need to get the color for the sleeves, and I thought I could have enough in my stash, but then I got to thinking if I'm using superwash, I wanted it to have the same look. I didn't, you know how different wools can have different looks. So I just think I'm going to go back over and get about 3 or 4 colors to do this, to do the sleeves with. I don't know what colors I'm going to do the sleeves with just yet. It is in my bag. This bag here, if you can see that beautiful, that is a quilted bag. And this is by my friend Monique, she sent me this for my birthday. This was in the bag with the tea. And she sent me this. And I'm going to put Monique's Etsy shop link in my show notes as well, because she makes gorgeous, gorgeous bags. And I just think that you all should go check her out. So it's a drawstring bag. It's big enough for a sweater's worth of yarn. And, oh yeah, it's BlueberryFields is the name of her shop. She's got a pretty little heart And then, so, yeah, go check her out. Give her some love if you're looking for bags. She makes great, great bags. So that's in my bags. Then, let's do this. I have another friend who we did a knit along for, the Warm Hugs Cow. I think that's Warm Hugs Cow, Warm Hearts Cow. I don't even remember. And I was a co-host. Anyway, Jen from Everything Shapes Us came out with a new sock pattern, and it's called Both Ways Socks. And I've already knit one pair, and I did not bring them with me. I will take a picture of those and insert them in here. So I've already knit one pair, and I absolutely love them. They are so squishy and so warm. So I've made those, and then my daughter's birthday is coming up, and so I was asking her what she wanted, and she said, you know me, I just like something cozy and comfy. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna make her a pair of those socks too, because they are so cozy and comfy. That's what this is. So these are the Both Ways socks. Both ways because you can wear them in either way. I mean, inside. So however you pick them up, you can just slip them on. But on this sock, I am using one strand of, I'll just show you, one strand of undyed and one strand of Felici. So this is the Felici from Knit Picks, and I'm trying to see, it's called Chickadee. So this is what it looks like. And so I'm using these two colors together, and this is what they look like. And I added this color for the heels, and I'm going to probably do a different color for the toes, just to brighten them up a little bit. But these are so and so these are slouchy, and I think she'll really like them. So this is the Both Ways socks that's in my bag, and it's just in my oh, what bag is this called? Plustre knitwear, Plustre design bags that I have embroidered some hearts on. I did that last February. That's my pin, my Ruby Musk Cottage pin, and those are in my shop as well. I did this last Valentine's Day, and my goal was to cover this in hearts. And I put it down and didn't do it again. So now, this week, I'm going to try to embroider another heart on there. So it probably is going to get one heart a year for the next few years. But that is in the Plustre design bag. Plustre knitwear. I think she has, I don't know. I'll put her link down below as well. But I bought the backpack. I have a red backpack that you can cram so much stuff in. That thing went all over Norway with me, and every day, like it was my day-to-day bag, and it had so much stuff in it. And then it comes with a little project bag. So I love her bags. I believe it's a great product. So I think that's another thing you would like to, and so I'll put those links down below. Now, what else? I've got 2 more projects in my bags that I'm going to show you, and then that's not everything, but that's just what I'm working on. Like these 4 just keep rotating in my lap. They sit over here, and it's just like boop, boop, boop. Every night is something different. Different parts of the day, I'll pick up something different. My sister, you have not met this sister. She's the middle sister. She, we bartered. And so she bought, we just bartered. And so I am making her a crochet granny stripe blanket. And these are the colors she picked out. So I've finally come to the end of all the colors, and I'll start repeating. But I love this. I'm going to tell you, I'm a colorful person. So when she picked these colors out, I thought, this is going to be so boring. But it matches her bedroom, and we are so different. So again, I'm not for everyone. She loved these colors, and picked them out. And so I started working with them. And as I got into them, I was like, wow, this is really pretty. And then I was thinking about her bedding and how beautiful it's going to be. Ah, that is gorgeous. So yeah, I really like these colors. I mean, I know I'm a colorful girl, but I could see me doing something out of those colors. Oh, and even a jacket. Wouldn't that be pretty? Oh gosh. So I'm working on this, and she understands that this is going to take a while, because first of all, it's king size. It goes across a king size bed. And then second of all, I have a daughter that's getting married this year in May. And she doesn't watch, pretty sure. But I want to make her a quilt. So this is going to not get done quite as fast, but Debbie said that is fine with her. So that's what I'm using all Stylecraft yarns. She picked the yarn out. She bought them. She bought the yarn and had them shipped to me. And so I'm just making it for her and with lots of love. Mwah. All right. And then I have been looking through my decorating magazine or books. I don't really have a lot of decorating magazines anymore, but I've been looking through books. And I was looking through Kristen Nichols. I'll just hold it up here. It's right here. Crafting a Colorful Home. And as I flip through her book, I've got a couple of her books. Did I take that down too fast? Kristen Nichols. And she's such gorgeous. Her home is in Massachusetts. That is on my bucket list. I would love to take some classes from her and go up there for a weekend. But I just love the hodgepodgey bohemian wabi-sabi look of her home. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to make me an afghan that's knit. And it's basically, I'm just knitting big squares. So, and I wanted a project. I thought, you know what? I have not done a project on just straight needles for so long. So I've got a collection of them. These have little bird's nest on the end of them with little bird's eggs. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using worsted weight yarns. I think these are size 10 needles. And I started this the new year. And so I have 2 squares. And it's just going to be a hodgepodgey kind of thing, blanket, that I'm just going to just connect the squares. I've got these 2 done. Is that the only ones I have done? Yeah. And I'm starting a navy blue one now. And it's probably going to take me all year, but it might take me a couple of years. But it's fun. It's mindless. It's just garter stitch. So that's in my bags. So easy peasy. Nothing too difficult. So that's all that's in my bags actively. I have some other things, like I said, in my bags, but not worth showing right now at this point. The sweater that I was working on, I've got fiber all over my face now. The sweater that I was working on in December, which was the Merriment sweater. If you'll remember, it was it's the sweater that's all color work by Natalie of Remembrances Pottery. I am about to here. And no, am I that far? Because I don't know if I've divided for the sleeves yet. I haven't. So I guess I'm about up to here. It obviously didn't get finished for the holidays. So my goal is this year to have it finished before Christmas, before December of next year, before Thanksgiving, so I can start wearing it throughout the whole holiday season. So I'll pop that in from time to time to give you progress on that. But that is at a standstill. So what is out of my bags? Well, other than the socks, from the both way socks that I talked about earlier, that is all except for this little thing. So this was a scarf that my sister and I both were working on. Well, not this. She worked on hers and I worked on mine. She finished hers. It is it's a pattern by Lee. I can't remember. I'll put it down here. Summerlee Designs, Summerlee Knits. So it's a scarf pattern by her. And I got this far and decided that, number one, I didn't think I had enough yarn to repeat the colors about 3 more times. And so I was going to frog it. And then I thought, wait a minute, I've got this much of a tube done. What can I do with it? So I just turned it into a pillow. So this is a squishy pillow that I just have laying on my sofa now. It used to be a scarf, used to be a tube scarf. As you can see, I just bound off the end and stuffed a pillow form in it that I had. And now it is a pillow. So think about that before you frog your projects that you're not like, I'm sorry, I'm having a hot flash. It's hot. Okay, think about before you frog, especially something like a scarf or a tube, you can think, what else could I do with this? If I don't want to use it for that, is it possible to use it for anything else? And so you never know what you'll come up with. But yeah, I'm happy to have this. When we do our loft, it'll just be up there on the, the guest bed, but the loft is not even in the works as of now, because I think I want a kitchen next, the kitchen redone next. But so that's out of my bags, just a scrappy pillow. I think it was worsted and fingering held together and just scrappy. I'm gonna toss it over there on the sofa. Oh, I'm looking down here. Monique, the one that made the bag and the tea, she also sent me all of these minis that I'm keeping in this little pottery bowl, but this is a local potter, and I like to have have yarn sitting out on my little, it's just a trunk here that we use as a coffee table, but so all of those. So I'm going to be doing something with that too, because it has to be something special, because it has to be, this is what Monique gave me. So there's that. I have been making candles. I just started it. It's my first go at it. This one was sitting here. I will show you. This is a 3-wick one that I did. It is orange. I made one batch of orange and one batch of orange and cinnamon. And that was such fun. But I burn candles in this yurt every day, all day. And so I haven't burned these yet because it said to let the scent set for a couple of days so that the scent throws better. If you're a candle maker and you know that to be true, and could you please tell me why? Because I am so tempted to light these, and I've got different sizes. I'm not gonna light this one today, but I'm probably gonna light one of the smaller ones today. But I did it out of beeswax. I did it over the wood stove. I did take some videos, so I don't know, it may have already been in the, I record this and then I put all my videos together, so I don't know, maybe you saw it in the opening, or maybe I'm putting it in here, or maybe it'll be at the end. I don't know. We will all see how this develops and turns out. But this is what I've been doing, and I love it. I've just, this was, this is something I got at a thrift shop, and I would always set a candle down in it and burn it. And so that's what I did. I saved jam jars. I just gathered stuff up that I had, a pint jar, just gathered things like that, and used those. The wicks I ordered from Amazon, and then the beeswax I had on hand a long time ago. Actually, when we lived in Charlotte, I had it that long, and I can't remember the name of the company that I ordered the beeswax from, but I will put that in the show notes because I was quite pleased with how it melted, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with it. So if you're looking to make candles and you want some beeswax, I'll let you know who I ordered it from. But this was the candle that I have sitting out here. So that's been fun doing that. Just another adventure of crofting, which reminds me, this year, I thought I was going to keep better track of all of my journaling and my croft projects. So I've got a stack of journals, and I actually have one more that's my day-to-day meditation journal. That's over with my devotional and my Bible, but this is my calendar. Isn't this a beautiful calendar? I love Katie Daisy. And so this is her wild and beautiful calendar, and it's, I love her artwork. So that's my calendar for the year. Then this is my crofting calendar, crofting journal. My sister, the same one I'm doing this blanket for, several years ago gave me this as a birthday present. In 2019, she gave this to me as a birthday present because she knows I journal a lot. It's so nice, it's leather bound. And it's just kind of been sitting because my other journal that I'm using for I was going to use this for my daily journaling, but I'm not finished with that one. So this has just kind of been waiting. And so I thought this is going to be this year's crofting journal. Actually, it's probably it may be several years crofting journal, but let me see. So I started out with this, and it just says making, and it has all the little avenues of things that I want to make and that I'm going to be making. And then, like, this is project number 1, and it has, this is about the blanket that I'm making for Debbie. It just dawned on me that how fitting that project number 1 is about her blanket, and she's the one that gave me the journal. But it tells the yarns I'm using and the hook size and all that. Project number 2 is the Richmond Hill pullover. I haven't put the yarn on there yet. But anyway, you get the drift of everything that I'm doing. My candle making notes, I'm making notes so that I can remember exactly. And as I critique it, as I finesse the candle making, I can keep notes and be able to go back to it. So that's my crofting journal. This is my slow living holiday journal. I got this idea off of Allison from Daisy Lane Designs. Sorry, Allison, if I'm butchering that. But this is going to be birthdays and different swaps, because I've already got swaps lined up for the new year and holidays and things. So I can keep track of them because I want it to be more of a making year. I have to, because unless I want to order everything from Amazon, it's just really, I have to be more active in being prepared, because, you know, a birthday can slip up on you. And if you don't have something made, you don't have something made. So my goal is to keep better track of the holidays and all the swaps. And then this is our Yurt journal. It's going to be a diary of everything that we do in our Yurt. And so I have quite a few journals, plus one more, to keep up with. But I love pens and paper and colored pencils and the gel pens. You know, like that's all me. That's my vibe. So I'm having fun keeping up with all that. Now check with me in December and we'll see how well I've done with this, because this slow living holidays, I started that last year. As a matter of fact, you can see the 21. I'm trying to turn into a 22, but yeah, I didn't get very far. So hopefully this year I'll be more consistent in all of that. Now, my book bag. What is in my book bags? I've been reading some really good books. This one is a Christmas book, but you can put it on your list for next year. One More for Christmas by Sarah Morgan. I love Sarah Morgan, and just easy reads. And especially at Christmas, I like hers. So that was really good. Then after that, I read We Are the Brennans by Tracey Lange. Had never read her before. And I actually got this by Book of the Month Club. And that is a great book club to be in. If you want to order books at a great price, they always give you authors, they're promoting new books. So this was so good. It was a page turner I couldn't put down. It's about U.S. Irish family that lives in the U.S. and it is good. So you would like that, all the secrets that come out in their life. Then this, a friend of mine from Charlotte sent me for Christmas. Oh my goodness, Apples Never Fall. So good. So many twists and turns. Now, I know I read some reviews. Some people said they couldn't get into it. Oh my goodness, I couldn't put it down. It was so good. So there's that. And then what I'm reading right now is Dying in the Wool. And, you know, it's like a Macy Dobbs kind of mystery. It's cute. I had a hard time getting into it at first, but now I'm enjoying it. So my goal is 2 books per month. So that's December and January's read so far. So 2 books per month this year. I am on Goodreads, so you can friend me there if you want. And I think I have done everything that I've got set out here. I've got a mess here today. But yeah, that's it. Haven't taken a drink. It's a good thing about tea. Or I do the same thing with coffee. I can make a cup and it can last me for hours. I don't care if it's hot, cold, warm. I don't care. I love it. So there's that. I think that's all that's going on. I don't have anything coming up. I will probably record again before, what is today, the 11th. So yeah, I'll probably record again at the end of the month. But until then, I hope we get some snow. We've only had about 1/2 inch so far. But I'm just thankful that the weather is cold. So I don't care. I love just going out and being out on my walks when it is cold and crisp and quiet. I love that. And sometimes there'll be some snowflakes, just flurries, but it never amounts to anything. But hopefully they're calling for it again this coming weekend. They always call for it and then we don't get it. So hopefully this weekend we do get it. They're calling for it Saturday and Sunday. Fingers crossed. I'm ready. I am so ready. I've got my woolens ready. I am ready to go and walk in the snow and hunker down in the yurt while it's snowing outside. I love that. But other than that, my husband is doing some canning. He's made a big batch of, he specializes, he loves to cook. And so he has been, he'll make like he'll make a big batch of hot dog sauce and freeze it, and big batches of pasta sauce and freeze it, like meat sauce. And it's really good stuff. So now he's thought, we don't have that much room in our freezer. And so he tried his hand at canning some of his spaghetti sauce this weekend. So I'm excited about that. I'm all into that canning, that homestead, yurtstead kind of life. I love that. He used to can. He used to deer hunt a lot. He doesn't do it as much now, but he would can deer meat. Oh my goodness, that stuff is delicious. You actually could just open the jar, take it out and eat it. That's how good it is. So good. But so yeah, I'm excited that he's getting back into the canning. We did everything on the wood stove this weekend. Like I did my candles on top of the stove. He did his canning on top of the stove. So you can imagine how hot you had to get that stove. And I mean, I thought I was going to die. We had doors open. It was so hot in here. It was like 76 degrees for hours on end. Like 20-some degrees outside and 76 degrees inside. It was so hot. So we decided we can't do that kind of stuff on top of the wood burning stove any longer. And we did pop into an antique shop this weekend. I don't even know what I was looking for, but they had like an outside propane gas, what you cook on. And so he's going to go back and get that so that he can do his canning on that. I can do my candles on that. And I've got some bear wool, no, it's not wool, it's sock yarn, some bear yarn that I'm dying to dye. And I'm dying to dye my yarn. I'm not dying to dye. I'm dying to dye yarn, and not for the masses, just for me. I had some and I thought, oh, I want to dye with that. I want to use that. I want to dye that up. So he's going to go back and get that so we can do all that stuff outside and we don't have to roast in here. Oh, I have rattled on for 56 minutes. Oh. So what I'm going to do now is it's lunchtime. I'm going to eat my lunch and then I'm going to put all this stuff away and then I'm going to walk and then I'm going to come back and edit and upload. So hopefully, this is Tuesday the 11th. Hopefully it will be uploaded today. If not, it'll be tomorrow because I am in the mountains and it does take a long time to upload. That is one of the things when I was at Christmas and I was at my mom's, the last Advent the last Advent vlog I did with my mom. I hope you enjoyed that. That was so much fun for me. I surprised my sisters with it. They didn't know because that's not my mom. My mom would never do that. I mean, like, that's just not her. I think she was happy she did it in the end. But anyway, I videoed it there because I'd stayed with her for the week. And I mean, like, that internet was like, whoo, 5 minutes later, it was up on YouTube. And I was like, wow, that would never happen up here. I don't care how short or how long. The videos do not just pop up. They don't just upload that fast. So that was, I forgot how nice that was. But so I don't know how long it'll take. This is a long one. It's going to take a long time to upload. So thank you. Thank you for sticking with me for 5 years. Thank you so much for cheering me on and encouraging me. And, like I said, during the rough patch when I kind of went away for a while, some of you kind of got a clue and you would send me teas and you would send me cards. And thank you. That just meant the world to me. And it, you know, I don't forget those things. It's still, I just still think of how much y'all loved on me and what a great community it is. So please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, tell everyone you know. Let's see if we can grow this channel this year. I have struggled. I mean, like for 5 years, and we have, I think I looked and it was 1,850 subscribers. That's not very many for 5 years. And so just, it's encouraging. It's not about the numbers. It is about our small community. But when you're the one that sets up and does all this stuff, and then you might get 700 views, it's a little discouraging. So tell everybody you know about it, and let's get our subscribership up, and let's be a bigger community so that we can learn and grow from each other. I learn from you. First of all, I love meeting you. I met another one over the Christmas break. She lives in Georgia, and she came up to one of our small towns. Her and her husband, and me and my husband, we met and had a great Sunday lunch together. And she passed off some Afghans to me that she's not using. So thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. It's beautiful stuff. So yeah, I'm learning from you. You can learn from me. We can just all join together and have a great network here to communicate with. Feel free, drop a note below. And if you're reading notes and you want to join in the conversation, feel free. Yeah, and if you're local, I mean, if you're in the Great Smoky Mountains or anywhere near those, to the Western North Carolina mountains, let me know, and hopefully we can meet up sometime, knit together. I know there's a girl in Tennessee that I'm going to meet up with here probably once the weather is a lot better. So yeah, and then my friend St. Louis is coming over this way in April. My sisters we're trying to get together again. So I don't have anybody up here. I know no one. And so, you know, I go to Charlotte to get my connections, but it's great if I have a network here that I can reach out to. Rambling. Thank you. And just never lose hope. Hope keeps us alive and going. Stay healthy through these winter months. And just remember that in all you do, take it one stitch at a time.